Hello and welcome here from Central Florida. I'm showing you today, and you can join me on my process of bringing my golf cart batteries into the new age, from the transformation from old wet batteries to new lithium battery. So I have a TXT EZGO golf cart. I think it's made about 2001. I bought it a few years ago, installed new batteries, 6 new 6-volt batteries, but now they're very weak. They were lasting for a week usually, driving like a mile or two a day, or maybe even 3, but now I have to recharge them every evening. So I decided to upgrade, and in the process of decision making I thought about putting in a 48 volts battery, or I thought about putting in just 6 new wet batteries. So the 6 new wet batteries were no real option, because they are the same price or maybe even a little bit more expensive than the lithium battery, and it's always a mess. You charge it and you need to put in the water, the distilled water, and then you have all this white bad stuff which you don't want to see. Not a good idea, and so I thought a great idea putting in a lithium battery. I originally thought about going from 36 volts to 48 volts. But this is a 36 volt cart, and that means the motor is 36 volts, the controller is 36 volts, and the relay or the solenoid is 36 volts. So I finally decided to go with a 36 volts battery. I spoke to several people who did the conversion to lithium. Some changed it also to another voltage, to 48 volts. But the problem is it may work even without exchanging the controller and the motor, but over time it may break, or it may not work at all right away and just burn. Because sure, 48 volts is way more than 36. And what you can do if you have the same situation like I am, check out the tag on the motor, what it says. So my motor tag said 36 volts, and so it's a 36 volt motor. And I've heard about that some carts have a motor which is able to work with even 48 volts. So it's a 36 to 48 volts motor, and that would be a good thing. And then you could operate it with a 48 volts battery, but then you still need to get a new controller, which costs additional money, and for sure a new solenoid, which also costs additional money. So my final decision was to go with 36 volts, to keep the 36 volts, and that meant that I just had to buy a battery, a charger, and a voltage transformer, which transforms 48 volts or 36 volts, in my case 36 volts to 12 volts for the lights and the accessories at the cart, which are run with 12 volts, because you can't connect the 36 volts to the lights, then they will burn. I have LED lights, but I think they won't take it, and even the horn is 12 volts and so on, so it's not a good idea. So you need to have this transformer. Also, I ordered a new relay just to make sure, or solenoid, just to make sure that it will work well. Then the new battery may send a little bit more amps to the controller and the engine, because it's a little bit more powerful. It has the same voltage, but may be able to deliver more amps, and so I just want to make sure that this is working well. So this is here what I got. I got even 2 packages from the golf battery supplier via Amazon. One package came with FedEx, the other came with UPS. So one package contains the battery charger and the other contains the battery, and I don't know, I didn't open it. We'll see what else is in the package. And then I have a third package, and this came via Amazon delivery, and third package contains the voltage transformer, which makes the 36 volts to 12 volts for the accessories. Yeah, so this is a cart here, just standard cart, 4 seats. And I did a speed test before, so just take a look here what the speed was. I saw 17 miles an hour with just me and nobody else on the cart, no additional batteries or so, and I would love to see a little bit more speed when the conversion is done. I expect that it will be a little faster because we lose a good amount of weight with the new battery. New battery says on the box that it's 36 kilograms, and I think this is about just one fifth of the old battery weight. So it's way less weight, and I assume that we're getting a little faster with the new battery. I will show you the mess what we see here always in here. So that's how it looks right now. I try to keep it clean all the time. So I exchanged the cables several times, made sure that they have a good contact, added some contact enhancer here, but it still did not really work very good. And now it's the time to put in a new battery, and I'm looking forward getting this done here as soon as possible. So these are the packages I got. This is here lithium ion batteries. That's a package with the voltage reducer, and then we do have here DC House 36 volt 25 amps battery charger. And let's open the packages. Yeah, I got 3 packages. I ordered everything from Amazon, and one came right away from Amazon. That's the Pro Chaser DC intelligent voltage reducer going from 36 to 12 volts. I got one package from DC House 36 volt 25 amps battery charger, and this package contains the real battery. It looks like, well, I didn't open them, but it says what it's in the box. Interestingly, DC House was the company delivering the battery, providing the battery and the charger, but this one came with FedEx, I think, and this one with UPS, or the other way around, and that one came with Amazon delivery. So let's see what's in the box, and let's see what we get here. By the way, this video is not sponsored by anybody. I try to find out a good offer where I get a good value for my money, and I checked the internet, I checked Amazon, I checked some friends, and finally I came up with this battery which I ordered and this charger which came together. But I think there are several other options, and they all look very similar to me. I don't see that much of a difference between all the different battery options. So my idea was to get one which is not that expensive, but where I saw some good feedbacks with Amazon and so on. And also I wanted to have a metal case for the battery. And this is what I got here. So if you order that via the link in the description or even something else via Amazon, I would get a small commission. But as I said, this video is not sponsored. I bought this stuff with my own money here, and I have no relationship with the manufacturer or the Amazon seller of this battery. Okay, so here we are. This is the charger. It's looks good. Does it come with screws or so? No. So you have to have your own hardware. Apparently, it's not coming with it. So, but sure, that's not a problem. But now we know. Sure, it comes with a interesting with the charging cable here. It's fixed connection here, and then sure we need an extension cord to plug that in somehow. And here we do have a cable which is going to the battery. Fine, that's whatever that is here. Signal. We'll see. Output and signal. Okay. Okay. So it looks good to me, but no mounting hardware. That could be better, especially if it has those holes for mounting and so on. So I would love to get it with some mounting hardware. And let's go ahead, check out the rest. This is another small package, the DC converter, 36 to 12 volts. Let's see what we get here. Pro Chaser DC converter. Okay, here we get a fuse with a connector. Comes with cable with a connector, that's okay. And also here, no screws or installing hardware. Nothing. So it has some cable butt connections, but no hardware, no screws to install or bolts, so to get it installed. Let's see what we get here. What is this? Lots of stuff. Some bolts. And let's see. Just a large box. Okay. What's in here? Oh, that's the indicator. Lovely. Small indicator. Okay. Looks like fitness training here. Okay. So, this is a battery which we're going to install. It's an LiFePO4 battery. It's coming from China. Keep it warm in cold weather for higher discharge rate. High temperature may reduce the battery cycle times. It's recommended to keep operating temperature below 60 centigrade. So it's recommended to charge the battery every 6 months at least. Okay, so no more breaks less than 6 months. It shouldn't be a problem. Okay, so let's just get it together. We got that battery here. It is coming not with straps or so, that's not a problem. I can get my own. But, and it comes with this indicator here. This shall be able to show all the information I need. But problem is, this goes into this connector here. And I think it should come with some kind of cable or so. It looks like that even without the cable, the indicator may be working, because it looks like that it just needs to be connected to the power, and that it's a wireless connection to the battery, but we'll find out later. There are some infos with download options and so on. I will do that and then we will go from there. So now the real hard work starts, removing the old batteries, putting the new one in, and I hope that this will finally work out well. Please stay tuned. Before finally starting the work, I checked a few things and I saw these are screws here and here, but I'm wrong. These are rivets. So, and I didn't want to remove the rivets, so I will keep them in place. What I want to do, I just want to remove 2 rivets. Before starting the work, I visited the local Harbor Freight store and the O'Reilly Auto Parts store. And what I bought are those battery connectors. These are 5/16 ring terminals, and these are 3/8 ring terminals to connect or reconnect some of the cables to the battery. I got a wire, protective wire wrap here. I bought some tie wraps, and I bought some screws, and I bought a large nut and bolt assortment. Also, I got lashing straps here to put finally the battery into place, to make sure that the battery is not moving. And what I also bought is a big box of cable here. So that's cable in all different shapes and colors. I need to put in the cables for the voltage transformer from 36 to 12 volts, and maybe a cable for the indicator, for the power indicator. This charging and voltage indicator is getting its information via Bluetooth from the battery, but it needs to be powered, so it needs to be connected to the electrical power of the cart. And so I may need to run a cable from the battery to the meter, or what I prefer, I'm just connect the old meter to the new one. So we'll see how this works. So yeah, let's continue this project, and I'm looking forward. Please stay tuned. The battery comes with a new meter, and I need to get somehow here to that old meter, because there is the electricity connection, and I need to make sure that I get it connected in parallel to the old one. So, and this is riveted in as everything here, and I need to try to get that off somehow. Let's try it with a screwdriver. Hollow. That's easy. Good. Okay. One. And so this is the rivet here. Plastic. Let's try to get the second one. Here's the second one. Fine. So good. Now we are able to open this here. Ah, wonderful. Interesting. Oh, there are 3 contacts. That's interesting. So this is the ignition switch or the master switch. And then we do have that indicator, that voltage indicator. I will double check how to connect the wires correctly here. Interesting. So it has its own connection to that ignition switch here. Oh. Okay, what I did here is I installed this bracket here. Okay, to get the voltage or get the load indicator installed, I installed this bracket which came with it, just with two screws here. And before I remove this, just will put it back on, and then I will run the wires through here. I will just drill in a small hole, and then we connect it instead of the old EZGO voltmeter or charge meter. I will just put in the connectors for the new one. Now it's time to remove the old batteries. So let's first remove all the connectors. So we just need to make sure that we secure. Here is the 12-volt connector. We need to make sure that we have that available later for the transformer, which transforms the 36 volts to the 12 volts. So this is this green cable here. I need to make sure that all the plus and minus connectors are still staying together. We don't mix up something. That I think that works. That will work well. Yeah, they stay together here. That's not a problem. So with the disconnect, here's a plus, there's a minus. We just need to make sure that we keep that all together, because with the new battery, we just want to we just want to connect the same cables to plus and minus. Sure, we want to disconnect maybe some parts of it, but we need to make sure that we don't mix it up. That's really important. This is minus, this is plus here. Red is plus, black is minus. Maybe I take a cable, maybe I take a tie wrap to keep it together. I'll do the same thing here. Now we want to disconnect the cables. Let's get rid of all the cables, no need anymore. And now we have this nice tool here from Trojan, from the old battery company. And I will use this tool to remove the batteries. Let's start here. In here. Okay, good. Wow. Oops. Wow. Wow. Phew. So let's take number 2. They are very, very heavy, I can tell you. This is crazy. Wow. God, there's even metal missing. No movement. Ha! What is going on here? We're moving. God. Now, okay, all the batteries are gone. Next step is cleaning up this here, and then it's time for the new battery. One battery. And it looks to me that the new battery is even less weight than one of the old ones. It's crazy how much improvement that will be. What happened in between? I cleaned it up a little bit, and now it's getting painted somehow. How it looks now. And now it's getting paint, and once it has paint, I can think about putting the battery directly into that frame, or I can put in a piece of wood underneath. I still need to find the best solution. Still thinking about what to do. Please stay tuned. Okay, we're making progress here. I cleaned the frame, the battery frame. I painted it with Rust-Oleum overnight after cleaning it for sure. And then I bought some wood, some plywood here. I bought some wood panels which I put underneath the battery and underneath the charger. I got them cut, pre-cut at Home Depot, but I had to do some more trimming here. So now we're coming close to the final battery installed. Got already the voltmeter or the load meter, and now we continue. Okay, let's see how the battery fits in. see. Here we are. Ha! In place. That's it. I think we're good. Looks good to me. What I'm going to do now, I'm connecting the cables to the new battery. But it looks like there are too many cables, which I can't get all connected in parallel. It's not yet 100% finished. What I have to install is the transformer from 36 to 12 volts for the lights and for the horn. I will do this later on, but for the time being the battery is connected. I had some issues because the bolt for the plus and minus connection at the battery was a little short, but finally I moved some of those connectors, some of those minus connectors to the controller. There's a large connector at the controller here, and so I was able to move it to here. Charger is screwed onto the wood here, onto the wood floor of the golf cart, the new wooden floor of the battery area, and now I will do a short test ride and see how it's going. Now, first ride with the new battery. No lights, it's still daylight here, not sunset, and so let's see how it's doing or how it's running. So we have an indication here, 100%. It even shows how many amps. Wow, that's good. Interesting, it shows how many amps it draws. That's good. Wow, never had that before. It's running great. Wonderful. Cool. Nice. So it's drawing now 62 amps. 60.7 amps. 99% charging stage. I recharged it to 100% before the installation. Voltage is 39.7 right now. So I'm reducing the power now here, throttling back, so only using like 8 amps now. Nice. Acceleration is very good. Really nice. Okay. 43 amps, 64 amps, 65 amps. Good. Very nice. So, now we have the speed result, 20 miles an hour instead of 17 before, so the gain is 3 miles an hour. My first feedback is acceleration is much better than before, and we're going 20 miles an hour instead of 17 as a maximum. That's all good. So we see the discharge rate, and we see temperature of the battery, we see the voltage, and we see the remaining charge. Isn't that beautiful? Here our nice fountain, our lake. And the new bridge is great. Wonderful. The first ride here with the new battery, and looks everything is fine. What were the things which I was a little bit concerned about? First I thought about, okay, this load indicator, charging indicator here had no real data cable or so, but this is not a problem. It's in contact with the battery via a Bluetooth connection. That's wonderful. So it just needs a plus and minus power connection, which makes it really easy. So I connected it to the plus and minus power connection, which I found at the ignition switch near the old charge meter. And so I just unplugged the old charge meter and installed instead the cables to the, or just connected the cables to the new charge meter. I had to drill some holes to make that all happen, but finally it worked out well. The battery which I installed is a nice battery, and what for me was important, that it had a metal case in case of a fire or so. My assumption is that the metal case is a little better, and so I bought a version of the battery which had a metal case. So not all batteries are available in a metal case. Most of them come in a plastic case. I also decided to put in the floor panels to make it a little nicer and to have not that much dirt coming from below to the battery. And also I wanted to have the possibility to install the charger and the transformer underneath the seat. So I opted for that wooden panels, which I got from Home Depot. They even did the basic cutting, but they were only able to do 1 foot, and then I had to do some cutting or trimming on my own. But the basic cut was done by them, and I think I paid like $13 for those panels. I had to do some grinding to make it all even, to make the room for the new battery straight. And so it's a good amount of work to make that all happen, but at the end I think it's nice. It's good to have that new battery. It's a large battery, and it's just one battery. It's not doing anything, making everything wet anymore. And I think this is a great thing. Acceleration is wonderful due to the reduced weight, and it's driving 3 miles an hour faster, which is good. Yeah, so now let's continue with the installation of the transformer. Please stay tuned. After the test ride yesterday, I installed an additional strap here to secure the battery in place. If you look here, this is a nice strap. And I figured out how to install this DC-DC converter here. This transforms the 36 volts of the battery to 12 volts, which I need for the lights, for the horn, and so on. And if I wouldn't use it, I think I will blow the lights, which one of my neighbors did. I think not the best idea. And if you've blown the lights, you anyhow need to buy later on one of those converters. This converter here comes with an ignition switch too. So the ignition switch would be like you switch the golf cart to on, and then only the converter would be working. This would save some energy, because if we don't have an ignition switch, this converter is always on as long as it's hooked up to the battery and the battery is switched on, and then it will drain the battery over time. But it looks to me, and I tried to find out here what's going on with my golf cart, my TXT model, and it doesn't work out really well to connect it to that ignition switch. If I go to the master switch, if I go from off to on, there's only power if I switch it to forward or reverse, and that means but I need the power all the time. So what I finally decided, I will just use it as a normal transformer, which is on all the time as long as it's connected to the battery, and that makes it easy. So we have here a connection for the ignition switch, which we can just put in parallel to the plus connector. The minus connector, we put them together anyhow, and then we have the outlet here, which has to be connected to the 12 volt accessories. Here it's easy. At this golf cart, there is a 12 volt fuse bank here. Let me just show it here. So this is a 12 volt fuse bank with that green cable. This was connected to 2 batteries before, 2 6 volts batteries. And now I will just take this cable here and connect it to this box here. And this will be connected. We'll take this cable and connect it to this box, and this would be the yellow cable. So that's what I do. Just prepare the cables here. They're a little short. Would be great if they would be a little longer, then it would be much easier. But now I have to extend some of them. I will do this now, put it in place, and then hopefully everything finally works really well. Yeah, so I decided to switch off that golf cart if it's not in use. It has a switch here, a off switch. Here there is the switch. Here we are. So that's easy. So I can switch it off if I don't need it. And then also the battery is not drained or won't be drained. Then the battery won't be drained by that transformer. Good. So let's continue with the wiring, with the connection of that transformer now. So I extended the wires here, installed a connector, and now they are ready to be connected here to the network. And there's no room anymore left at those connectors of the battery, and so I will screw it onto the connector at the controller. So I will use the connector of the controller here. So here I will connect the cables in a second. And the yellow cable will be connected to the green cable here. I will do this also in a moment. Let's see how it works. But connection is done. Here we do have the 12 volts outlet. This is the converter and it's connected to here, which is minus, and it's connected to this one, which is plus. I had no room to connect it to here or to there, but there's a cable going right away from here and from there to this controller box and to the relay. So I connected it here. We'll just use some cable wraps to finalize everything, and then I will do another test ride. That's almost it. So the conversion from wet batteries, which are in real bad shape. If you look here, these are the old batteries. Looks like they are leaking. And to the new lithium battery, looks like it worked really good. Just doing some final tweaking here. As I said, I have to put in some cable wraps to make sure that everything stays in place, and I need to do the final fixation here of this DC-DC converter, and then I think I'm done. Sure, some covers needs to be installed. Yeah, this takes a while, but yeah, almost done. And then I will do another test ride, but yesterday the test ride was already good. As you have seen, results were really, really good. Before I finally close the ignition switch, I can show you what I did here. I disconnected the red and the black wire from the meter, from the charge meter here. Then I just connected them to the new charge meter. The information for the new charge meter is coming via Bluetooth from the battery, but I use this here to power that charge meter. This is the first ride after everything is really complete, and it's still doing wonderful. Get very good acceleration, as you can see and feel here. It uses now 77 amps, going really, really fast. And I originally thought about installing a 48 volts battery to get even more speed and a better acceleration, but you know, 20 miles per hour is more than enough for this golf cart here in this community, and I think no need to even get faster than what I do see now. So I'm very happy about the result, and as you can see here, it's and as you can feel here, it's accelerating really, really good. Okay, so finally the work is done. Everything is back in good working order. The car is running very good, and I used some cable ties to get everything into a good tight position. Let me show it to you here. If you just watch here. So here we do have some cable ties, and same here, just to make sure everything stays where it is. Same over here, cable ties, and I use some cable ties also here. So, and now if I want to recharge it, I can just use a normal extension cord and connect it to this cable. So that's how it works. The old one is still connected to the battery, but the old charger is not the right charger for this type of battery, so it shouldn't be used. I may be able to remove the old charging connector here and put in another one just for the normal standard cable, but this is something which does not need to really be done. It's a possibility for some time in the future. Yeah, so what did I do? I removed the old wet batteries. I cleaned everything up. I installed a wooden floor here. Got that done from wood which I bought at Home Depot. Did some trimming here at home. And then I installed the new battery, the new lithium battery. I used this strap here to make sure it stays in position even when the ride is not as smooth as it should be. Then I installed this DC-DC converter, which converts 48 or 36 volts to 12 volts for the lights, because the light system here, or the accessory system, is designed for 12 volts. And it had a connection here, the green wire, which was connected to two batteries, two 6-volt batteries, and that was 12 volts before, but now we only have 36 volts, so we need that transformer here. Without the transformer, there is a big chance to blow the lights. I installed already LED lights, LED bulbs, but there is still a chance to blow some of the stuff if you come with 36 volts instead of 12. So finally, it's a good idea to install this converter. Also, I did a permanent installation of this charger here. If you look here, the charger is now permanently installed. So that means if I drive around and the cart is empty, I can charge it everywhere, no problem. I just need an extension cord and we are good. What did I do more? I had to replace or add, let's say add, I had to add the power level indicator. So the old one was this EZGO here, and now we have the new one over here. Let's just switch it on, and okay, so this is the new one over here. It's showing the charge level in percent. It's showing the voltage, it's showing the temperature of the battery, and it is showing the amps, the charging amps, or the amps which are going to the engine. So that's fine. It doesn't show remaining time, but sure, you can see if you have about 100 amp hours and you use 50, then after 2 hours it would be drained. But I drove a few miles with it already. It's still at 82%, so looks like it holds the charge very well. So what did I do to install this indicator here? I just used the old cables, from the old meter and connected it to the new one. So it just needs power. The information is coming via Bluetooth from the battery. I have to switch on the battery here with this battery on switch when I want to use the golf cart. I can even keep it on if I don't use the golf cart, if I just switch the golf cart switch to off. So this this ignition switch, or however you want to call that, but then the battery will still drain a little because of that power converter from 36 to 12 volts. It always needs a little bit of power. It draws just a very, very, very tiny bit of electricity from the battery. I will switch it off in the evening when I don't need the golf cart anymore to avoid any additional, not required, unnecessary draining of the battery. Yeah, everything else was very straightforward. So the battery was fitting in the area where we had the old batteries. That was fine. As I said before, the connectors where we connect plus and minus, they could have been a little taller, so it was difficult for me to get all those small wire connectors connected, but I found a different way to get that done, and I used the connectors at the controllers to get the power, for example, to the converter for the, or transformer for the light power for the 12 volts. Yeah, so that's it. Good, that's it. So what do I expect, and what I saw already? I saw a massive reduction in weight. So that means the new batteries, the new battery has only a weight of I think 60 pounds or something like that. So the new battery has, I think has about, the weight is about a fifth of the old batteries, and that means the golf cart is faster. It's about 3 miles per hour faster. So instead of 17, it goes 20 miles an hour. The acceleration is much better, and in addition, for sure, the tires will last longer because of the reduced weight which is sitting on the tire. I'm very lucky with the result. I'm happy that it came out that good, and I can highly recommend to update your batteries too if you want to put in the same batteries like I did. Just use the link in the description. Yeah, as a side note, this video is not sponsored. I bought the battery with my own money. There's no sponsorship or so. The only thing is if you use the links in the description to buy this battery, or if you use this link and then buy another battery from Amazon, I may get a small commission out of that. That would be great. That would help for this video, for future videos. Thank you very much for doing that, and I hope this video was helpful for you. Thank you very much. Have a great day, and I hope to see you soon on my channel. Bye bye. Greetings from Florida. This is my last ride with the old wet batteries here in that golf cart, that EZGO TXT. And what I want to do, I want to check the speed. I want to find out what's the speed, what the indicated GPS speed, and I want to do the same thing after the upgrade to the new lithium battery is finished, to have a real clear picture of before and after. So let's take a look and let's see how the speed is. So right now I see 12 miles an hour, 13, 16, 17, now we know 16 to 17 miles per hour as the realistic speed, which we saw with the old wet batteries here with my TXT golf cart, the EZGO TXT golf cart. This is measured with my car handheld GPS, so it's a realistic indication, and we'll see later on, once we have the new battery installed, how the new performance will be, how the updated performance with the new battery will be. I hope this was interesting for you. I will keep you updated about my golf cart. I will show you in the future if everything is still working as expected. So if you have experience with a similar project, please let me know in the comments, or if you have questions, please let me know whatever you like to know about my golf cart conversion from the wet batteries to the new lithium-ion batteries. Thank you very much for watching and have a wonderful day. All the best from Central Florida.